this. So I will make sure that I will go back to film them as well later in the week. Bye. I see you soon, yeah?
See you soon.
I see you. Send me a message through Instagram and then we meet, yeah? See you. Bye. You too. Bye. Okay. Yes, we're here. I have a mic, so I'm gonna see if we can get a hold of Zoia. Zoia. Hello! Here, you can hold that.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm good, how are you?
I am wonderful.
It is amazing. So many people. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So what are we seeing here?
We see ceramic and the painting, mathematical paintings, a lot of ceramics.
Oh,
It's
so should we just check them out quickly?
Let's go in. It's a very small space.
Yeah, it's a small space. Oh, here we go. I have already so many people saying
Wow!
hello.
Hey, people!
Hello, guys. Hello. Bonsoir. Hi, Curtis, Benno, Ricky. Look.
Wow! Oh, there's 77, Stacy. Hey, Stacy. Yes, hi, guys.
They're all here. Yeah, it's very exciting. So tell me what it's about.
Well, it's mainly about ceramics. So we have here a contemporary ceramics, like this one, for example, which is inspired by the piece which is on the other side of the hall. And so this one is from the 18th century by the very special guy whose name is Kimono. And it's only 30 pieces existed in the world, and this is one of them.
Oh, wow.
And all the pieces that you see here and here is all inspired by this guy. So we created it with Bernard, who is here. And we just recreated the contemporary life of this ceramic.
Very cool. So I see paintings as well.
And the paintings are basically mathematical formula by Benoit Mandelbrot, who was a very famous mathematician from US, and he created the theory of the fractals, and this is basically the mathematical paintings based on this theory. If I can just give you for a second, I will be back.
She has to go say bye. Bye and hi. Hi guys. Wait, let me just hold my mic. I need a special belt. Hey, Colleen, Des, Ricky, Benno, Bruce, Stacy, Desiree. Oh my God, you guys, fantastic. Let me show myself. Here we are. Oh, look at my makeup. I've been waiting. I wanted to film already earlier, but it took a little while. Is the sound good? Am I loud and clear, you guys? Hi. Hi. Wait, let me turn the camera.
Yes, I'm back. Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
I had to say bye to people because they're going to the dinner, of course. So let's see next. So here, the white piece is the contemporary piece from Valoris by my friend Dale and me. So Dale created the ceramic piece and I painted it. And it's the subject of our series is Valoris, which is a town in south of France where Picasso was working with Madura, French ceramist. So this is our collaboration.
So this is where that little Picasso...
sculpture.
There's Picasso sculpture in the middle in Valoris. I know that place, yeah.
Yes.
It's amazing. And I already heard like lots of compliments on the... On the cups, yeah.
Yeah, this is inspired by this guy. So he created as well. He loved the local nature. So mice, the frogs, the chicken. He was a simple guy from the French countryside.
Yeah.
And so I said, no, let's do the animals. They're still there, the frogs and the mice and the corn. So let's do it. Let's keep it there. So
yeah, it's super amazing. So we already saw the video that I made like last week of you guys. So like we saw a little bit of the process of. So this is done with the rope.
Yes. No. It's done with the hand. So if I open it, actually it should not touch it.
Don't. Yeah. So this is old or new?
No, this is new.
Oh,
this is mine and Bernard work. Yeah. So this is a Gimono, which is the porter, and who is drinking a wine.
Oh.
And if I can pass the microphone to Clem to explain this one.
Yeah.
Klemushka, they talked about your art. I'll be finishing with.
Hello, Clem. Clem Chambers, the artist.
No preparation. Okay.
Okay.
Start
Hi.
from
There's lots of people here.
Okay, I'll start from the beginning. Once upon a time, in a galaxy far away, a friend of mine was a gentleman called Professor Benoit Mandelbrot, who discovered or invented, depending on your way of putting it, fractals. Now, fractals is a mathematical thing, and you probably know them from lots of dance music graphics. And his mathematics is basically underlines the principles of how nature works when it does things like build beaches, grow trees, make clouds, make waves, make fossils, etc., etc., etc. So at the time, I wanted to create some art that would be beautiful, that wouldn't be ugly, wouldn't be depressing. And it's very easy to make ugly, depressing art. Anybody can do it, trust me, it's very simple. To make beautiful work is extraordinarily difficult because beauty is really quite hard. To paint a beautiful face takes huge amounts of skill. So I struggled with that for quite many years, and then I thought, hold on a minute, nature is beautiful. And nature is created by forces that generate fractals. So I need to go back to Benoit's work, study it, and apply the mathematical principles to painting, because that should generate something that looks like nature and will be beautiful like nature, because 99% of nature is very beautiful. Even a volcano, which is violent, is very beautiful. There's very little things in nature that are intrinsically ugly. So it's like a slam dunk. If you can recreate the processes of nature or mimic them, you'll end up with something that's beautiful. So I got to the bottom of that, and there you have it. And now that is a painting generated by applying ideas that generate fractals. So the mechanisms that generate fractals are basically mimicked or created in a sort of painting metaphor and then applied with oil paint and canvas. So you end up with something that looks very natural. You end up with something that looks like running water or like a sunset.
Like waves and...
Or a sunset.
Yeah.
Yeah. All sorts of things. And people go, oh, that reminds me of my holiday, or that reminds me of this, that and the other. But it's just a function of generating fractals using oil paint and canvas as tools. And so, I generate paintings with that method. And I do believe I've achieved a set of work that will never make you sad. I can do ones that are a bit, might make you sad in the morning, but I try to avoid them. And I mean, there's one behind you that does look rather, difficult and not necessarily cheerful. But I do very rarely generate that sort of work. The one behind you there is more what I enjoy myself. Because, I don't want to wake up and see an artwork that makes me sad or depressed or, takes a little bit of happiness out of my life. And to make work that will protect you from the downside of your emotions is very, very difficult. So I'm very, very pleased that it all panned out because, you have 10 ideas and none of them are rubbish. And this idea actually works very, very well, and people enjoy it and hang it on their wall. And I see them now and again all over the place.
But can I ask you a question? So, also it makes you happy because of color choice, because it's quite nice colors.
Or not sad. It's the don't make art that makes people sad. And if you don't make them sad, it doesn't matter if you just leave them cold. It's better than making them sad.
And could you do this with black and white?
I've never tried it. Black is an overpowering colour. It's so a tiny drop of black. There's no black in any of these paintings because a tiny drop of black absolutely overwhelms everything. Same can go with red as well. So you have to be very, very, very gentle with certain colours, and black is overwhelming. I mean, there's a famous French artist called Solange, who's I think 102 now, and he works almost exclusively in black. His work's fabulous, and because it's so pure, it doesn't actually make you sad, really. But it's just lots of black. Black is absolutely overwhelming. A tiny drop of black in that painting, and you'd have a massively different painting, and it would be very hard to not have it overwhelm everything you see there. I mean, all that white would go grey for a start, go very dark grey. And white is a wonderful tone, not colour. It's a wonderful thing to have in work, white. And it's very hard to have it because before you know it, your other colours will overwhelm that white really easily. Almost, even if you just breathe on it, it won't be white anymore. So it's quite difficult. It takes a lot of focus and concentration to keep your white in a picture. And you don't want to be dabbing it on afterwards. I mean, you can do that. But, if it's actually in the actual paint itself, part of the actual structure of the painting, it's much more powerful, but very hard to maintain. In the same way, it's very hard to maintain that red without it overtaking everything. And it would be the application of really tiny amounts of red to keep that under control. I do like what might be classed as monochrome paintings. See, that is just white and blue. I grant you, there's the white of the canvas, which you don't see, but there's white and blue in it, just the two colours. And a lot of people don't realise that most paintings are actually black and white. They're not black and white, but they're two-colour paintings with touches of colour added to the overall picture. And once you see that that's the way that paintings are working, you think, actually, that's a bit of a cheat. I do like the two-colour paintings because they have a purity to them. And there's a lot of work going back forever, which are really only two colours. And there's a lot of work, great work, which they would just draw it, and then they would just fill it in, paint by numbers, going back into the Renaissance. And you imagine them being all very clever, but actually they just drew it in black charcoal, and then filled it in colour, in block colour, and ended up with a paint by numbers outcome. And I, even as a little child, I was always very impressed with paint by numbers because it was such a postmodern deconstruction of a work that some guy came and said, we're going to enable you all to paint a picture of a harbour with fishing boats in it, and it's paint by numbers. And as a very little child, I thought that was very, very righteous to be able to let creativity out, because when people start, there's so much challenge in actually getting technically to a stage where you can make a work that most people never get over that hump. It's like playing the guitar. You can't even play a simple tune. You have to suffer for maybe years to be able to play even the simplest tune and play even the simplest song. So I enjoyed that, and a lot of modern art and a lot of contemporary art has that unleashing effect of removing a lot of technical skill. But these works themselves are actually very technical. So they are produced by a lot of preparation and a lot of forethought and a lot of focus. I was going to say discipline, but that's probably not a good word for it, because to get those fine gradations that you're seeing there, you have to really get a fine balance, otherwise they just disappear. It's like painting with a fine brush. If you paint with a fat brush, you're not going to get those effects. So if you don't start right, you don't get that result. So you really, really have to focus when you start. What I do on these things.
Well, it's very, very impressive. Like little close up. I hear I'm a big fan of Soulage's black paintings.
Solange, yeah. Now, I mean, I have a real big soft spot for him, and it's my advice to anybody who wants to paint is just do it, and don't worry about the result. Just paint. If you can let go your hesitations, your work will be 10 times better than even a good painter who's tense. So just slap it on, and see what you end up with. You can. It's like most things in life. If you paint 20 paintings and 19 are terrible rubbish, one of them's going to be good. Throw the 19 away. Paint another 20 and get another good painting.
Yeah.
Don't hold yourself back. People often are too fixated on a small result. Whereas if they just make lots of something, not only do they get practice that makes them better, they also will, even by almost accident, they'll be learning a lot for a start. And then they will get an occasional thing that makes them go, wow, that's great. Well, bank that, throw the rest away, or paint over it. I mean, lots of artists will paint over their work time and time again.
Yeah, that's how they find all these old layers with other paintings underneath. Recycle the how do you call it? The canvas.
Yes. Well, I mean, if you take the time to study the sketches of great artists or very, very famous artists, you see they're making all sorts of mistakes. They're getting the arm out the wrong way or whatever. They're making the sort of mistakes that you'd make. And you think, well, hold on a minute, that's Cézanne doing that. Or, that's Pissarro doing that.
Yeah.
And there's Toulouse-Lautrec, he can't even draw a knee. The
Yeah.
knee's wrong.
Yeah.
Or that nude's bottom's the wrong shape.
Yeah.
And, they didn't worry about that. Because when they sat down, they actually had planned it all out to such an extent that it was a rendering rather than a sort of natural, flowing live performance. They weren't performances. They'd done their work with the drawings, knew what they were going to do, and then they did it. So, they were very much, a lot of these people, very much mechanics. And, that's why the quality of the work is so high, because they actually put a large number of layers below their fabulous artistic tendencies.
Yeah. And how are you, have you worked with the ceramics in front or the other way around?
Well, this is I got no plaudits or help from this. And when I started this, I literally, the history of my paintings is that I was painting after 2000. I sold a lot of work for very good money. And then the credit crunch came along and it stopped. Nobody bought stuff then. And then by the time that was over, I was on another track. So I wasn't painting the sort of volume I was painting. I wasn't going out of my way to sell my work. I was just really basically stacking it. So it was, Zoia came along and went, you should show these. You should get them back out there. And, painting is a great joy. The trouble is with painting is that you've got a storage problem after a certain amount of time. And I find it interesting that Van Gogh was meant to be painting one painting a week. Where did he put them all when they were drying for 3 or 4 months?
Yeah,
I'd like someone to explain that.
I had that discussion with Zoia, and then I got some very angry people commenting.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well,
No,
Zoia said that. So.
The mentally ill guy who was poor and lived in this very small place and was drunk most of the time did manage to do 10,000 works in 10 years.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
And he was like hospitalized like 1.5 years.
A fairly large portion of it. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And his doctor owned a lot of his stuff as well.
Well, don't get me wrong, I think Van Gogh is amazing, but I think there's a huge number of fakes out there with him.
Well,
but
fake, it's not fake, but it's just a different artist.
Yeah, that's right. I like that. Yeah.
I think that is the answer. But anyway, Clem, congratulations. We are in Saint-Germain. It is amazing. The people left, but there were so many just before. I couldn't even step in anymore. And have a good, I hope people purchase.
Oh, well, that would be nice. I mean, it doesn't take away the pleasure of creating.
Exactly.
Just make space for more.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you so much. I'm going to take the mic of you, and then I'm going to see if I'm going to say some words to Bernard as well. Yeah. The master. Yeah. Bernard.
Oh, no.
We sit. Yeah.
Okay. This guy is a little short of a genius. Okay, you just need to know that. It needs to be said.
That's very nice, he said that. So, Bernard Vitour, vous êtes... c'est quoi votre job ici?
Mon job, c'est un petit peu de présentation que Zoia m'a demandé de venir pour cette fabuleuse présentation à Paris qui est un peu compliquée pour moi parce qu'homme de la nature et de la campagne, non. Voilà, mais bon, je suis présenté mon humble travail en hommage à Guy Monod.
Guy Monod. Je fais a translation. So this is Bernard, and he lives in the countryside. He lives in Sablé, and he was invited by Zoia and to do some collaborations and show his work here. And he's inspired by Guimont. That's my friend, Deborah. Mais so, vous êtes inspiré, you're inspired avec Guimont, qui est un céramiste ou un...
Non, Guy Monod est céramiste sur la fin de ses jours, mais il était fils de chirurgien royal et il était plutôt dans la médecine il signe quelquefois chirurgien au XVIIIe siècle, donc il posait des sangsues et faisait voilà, mais il a fait à la fin de sa vie, puisqu'il soignait, il passait devant les potiers de Ligron qui étaient tout proches de son domicile, et pour s'occuper, il a demandé à ses amis potiers de lui tourner quelques pièces, et puis il a pris son idée de ne pas utiliser les oxydes comme faisaient ses amis potiers, mais uniquement 2 terres de différentes couleurs, la blanche et la rouge.
Ah, le blanche. So, Guy Mignot was like a doctor in the 18th century, and at the end of his life, he wanted to do pottery. He was from Ligron, and he only was using 2 colors, and basically he only made 30 pieces. So, Bernard is inspired by this master, so he makes, and also in collaboration with Zoia, these pieces. Quelle pièce est votre favori?
Oh, j'aime bien le vigneron, parce qu'il il était propriétaire d'une petite propriété, une dizaine de kilomètres de Ligron, où il avait une vigne et où il se servait une pièce pour pouvoir faire ses vendanges. C'était un homme qui était très, très gastronome, qui aimait bien manger. Il se faisait livrer du beurre, des œufs pour faire des gâteaux. Tout ça, ça figure dans le bail de location. Et je pense que je me suis bien amusé à faire cette pièce en pensant à lui.
Ça, c'est quelle pièce? Ça ou
Ça, parce que là, il y a un pressoir.
Oui. Oh, pardon.
Voilà, ça, c'est un pressoir. Et il a une hotte pour faire le vendange, donc j'ai fait un vigneron, et puis devant j'ai fait un bacchus.
Ah. So this is his favorite piece because he just think it's fun and you can put whatever you want in it. I also like that cup next to it. Oh, c'est magnifique.
Il est assis sur un demi-baquet et puis là c'est toujours son chien favori.
Voilà. Ouais, le chien favori. Et naturellement, on a vu déjà l'autre, we have already seen in the other video, cette pièce-là.
Cette pièce-là, c'est une reprise d'une pièce qui est au Mans, qui était une soupière. Et c'est ce qu'il a fait, c'est son autoportrait. Ouais. Il s'est représenté sur une soupière avec toujours le vin.
Ouais. J'ai une question de Internet. Environ combien de temps est-ce que ça prend pour créer une pièce comme ça? Oui.
Une journée.
Une journée? Mais il faut faire combien dans le four? Une fois?
2 fois.
Oh, 2 fois.
Donc, une journée pour le faire.
Ouais.
Ça sèche 15 jours, 3 semaines, un mois, en fonction du temps. Je le fais cuire et après je remets les couleurs. Donc l'oxyde et puis la couverte dessus pour que ça soit brillant. On appelle ça une couverte. Là, il n'y a pas d'oxyde puisque c'est de la terre très délayée, très fine qui fait une engobe. Et puis après, Zoia propose des couleurs. Parce que Guimonot, tous ces personnages, tout ce qui était carné, donc les mains et le visage, ils ne mettaient pas d'oxyde. Et il les a peints à la détrempe. Donc c'est un pigment délayé au blanc d'œuf.
Ah, ok. Le blanc d'œuf?
Au blanc d'œuf. La tempesta comme en Italie.
Oh, wow. So, so he has to fire it 2 times. And there are lots of technical things that I have to explain later. But it is wonderful. Et vous êtes content à Paris?
Oui, c'est une formidable découverte. Et j'aurais jamais rêvé d'être ici. Je ne suis qu'un potier très amateur et être ici, c'est le Graal.
Yeah. So, like, I asked if he liked to be in Paris because he hasn't been in Paris, I believe, for the last 15 years. But he's very honored he can exhibit here. He said, I am like, he calls himself an amateur, but I'm sure that Zoia and Clem consider him as the master. So, Yeah, it's wonderful. He has an amazing collection. I actually have his book as well, of all this. Les Terres Vernissées from Ligron. It's a wonderful book with all these pieces that we spoke about. Like, he's a yeah, he collects that as well. That's why he got his inspiration. And this is a wonderful, wonderful look. Vernissage, lots of drinks for already drunk. And yeah, I think merci Bernard, Curtis says. And I think I can say thank you from all of them. And merci, à bientôt.
À bientôt.
À bientôt.
À bientôt.
I take this one. Merci. So guys, that's Bernard. It's a beauty. I'm just gonna quickly show the gallery from the outside. So we are in Saint-Germain on this lovely street. This is, so if you know anybody who wants to come by, over there was somewhere Karl Lagerfeld's studio. And now, till the weekends, there is this exhibition. So Zoia is busily talking. So I will come back later this week and talk with Zoia and have a drink, and you know, that you see there's all sorts of people setting up as well, because there is the design La Maison et Objets, and the design week is going on. So there's lots of stuff happening. Thank you guys. I hope you enjoyed that. I was just ta-da! Happy that you guys saw Zoia, Clem Chambers, Bernard Vitour. It's a shame Dale couldn't make it because he's in Canada visiting, but I'm sure he would have been here as well. I just want to share quickly before I go. These are my favorite pieces. A rhinoceros and a hippopotamus. Rhinoceros and a hippopotamus. You can see that in the video I made before in the studio. Hi Laurie. Doeg. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Ricky. Thank you. Top. And look there, beautiful piece of Zoia. So she painted, this is Valerie's, and here we have what Bernard made. It's really cute, there's little cats and things. And so yeah, thank you so much for watching, everybody. This was fun. This was super fun. And there's my friend with the red hair. I'm gonna go to her now and see you guys very, very soon. Tomorrow, hopefully. Bye, everybody. Thank you.